Let's take a look at our first example of matched pair data. We know that because our cholesterol levels are unique to each patient. So for that first patient, we have the cholesterol levels 2 days after a heart attack and then again 4 days after a heart attack. That means that we're going to have to keep this data matched. We can't mix up the data from those two columns. We're then going to check to see if the amount of cholesterol has reduced. So let's go into our apps. Let's select those two columns of the cholesterol data. Let's copy. Then go into GeoGebra. Let's turn on spreadsheets, turn off graphics and algebra, and let's paste in that data. Looks like we got all 30 data points. Now we're interested in the change in the cholesterol levels, so we're going to go into the next column, press equals, because we want it to do some arithmetic, and we're going to ask it if that cholesterol level has changed. Now notice the way that I set this up. A larger first cholesterol level minus a smaller second cholesterol level, like we have in this first case for this first patient, means that we have a positive difference. Now, the way I set that up means that when we test this, we'll have to be testing for a positive difference. So if we had done the subtraction in the opposite order, if we'd done B minus A and then negative showed us a reduction, then we would test for less than 0, for negative numbers. So let's go with this, as long as we know how that's going to affect our test. Even though this data came to us in pairs, we're only interested in the difference. So let's select that column. Let's do a one variable analysis. Let's get our statistics, and let's ask for a t-test of the means. So the null hypothesis is that there's no difference, that the difference is 0, that if the two numbers were the same, remember their difference would be 0. But because of the way we set up the subtraction, our alternative hypothesis is that those differences, or the average of the differences, is positive. And notice that that gives us our p-value, our t-value, and of course the statistics for this. The degrees of freedom, 1 less than n, so 30 minus 1, and the mean.